Hello guys and welcome to Steel Division 2. Today I'm going to be starting the 4th campaign of the Army General section, Baranavichy. July 3rd to July 9th, 1944. As the Germans are finally receiving some long-awaited reinforcements and planning a counterattack, the Soviets are pushing their offensive further west at the risk of overextending their supply lines. The description for the campaign is as follows. 10 days into Operation Bagration, Army Group Center is in tatters, and Soviet armoured spearheads are roaming free in several directions. Yet the unimaginative Feldmarschall Busch had been dismissed, and his successor, Feldmarschall Model, the Führer's fireman, was now firmly in command and starting to receive some reinforcements. Meanwhile, the Soviets had outpaced their own planning, and supplies couldn't match the advance of their spearheads. The offensive was losing steam. It is in this situation that the Battle of Baranavichy Slutsk took place, with one side starting to recover from the initial blow, while the other tried to push its luck beyond expectations. Let's select our difficulty. We're going to be putting it on hard, of course, and we'll be sticking to the Soviet side. Let's jump on in.
While half of General Rokossovsky's first Belarusian front was attacking Bobruisk and racing north towards Minsk to trap the German Fourth Army, the other half, led by cavalry mechanized units, was moving west to intercept any German reinforcements as far away from the Belarusian capital as possible. Meanwhile, Field Marshal Model was finally starting to receive said reinforcements and organize them to reform a coherent front and stop the Soviet offensive. But his Führer wanted him to throw them into a futile counterstrike towards Minsk to save the surrounded Fourth Army. Model, the miracle worker of the Wehrmacht, could accomplish one of his objectives, but both of them? Model and Rokossovsky are both racing against time with the strategic railroad hub at Baranavichy at the center of the storm.
Army Group Center has been virtually destroyed. Remnants of the 3rd Panzer Army and 9th Army are being pushed back in opposite directions. Between the two, a huge gap almost 100 kilometers wide has opened, with the Soviet 1st and 3rd Belarusian fronts about to meet in Minsk, which has been abandoned by the Germans. The 4th Army, which has managed to avoid the first encirclement along the Berezina, is now trapped east of the city. Hitler, finally having taken stock of the situation, has authorized major reinforcements to be dispatched to Baranavichy in order to stabilize the front and counterattack towards Minsk. Meanwhile, the Soviets are pushing mobile troops towards that same city, intending to accomplish a second encirclement. The 1st Mechanized Corps has just captured Slutsk and is pushing towards Baranavichy, but the German defense has toughened due to reinforcements arriving from Baranavichy. Up north, an advanced party from 4th Guards Cavalry Corps has captured Stopsy, isolating retreating Germans from Minsk. Alas, they are too weak to hold on without reinforcements. Your primary objective is to capture Baranavichy. If you think you can spare the troops, hold on to Stopsy. We would trap a lot of units in the Minsk pockets and prevent them from reinforcing the Germans near Baranavichy. Primary objective, capture Baranavichy on July 9th at the latest.
Well, here we are, guys, in the Baranavichy campaign. Our objectives are here at Stopsy and Baranavichy, of course. We don't have any troops behind us, I believe, so we could probably just press down from the top side with the 1st Guards Tank Corps. We do get a tank brigade, I think, later on. That is, however, quite late. We got until the 9th, but this comes in on the 6th in the AM, so that is 3 days away from now. So maybe that's not so great of an idea. Let's just push through with our tanks, see what's up. I think we could probably still press the attack. There's nothing really there at the moment. Have our recon move round. These troops can come down and encircle here, assuming that they don't bump into anything. Lovely. And we'll keep the pressure on the front. There's quite a lot of troops here. They're all dug in as well, so we're going to have to work our way around those. We can just drive on through. It may actually be a good idea to just force through underneath here and let them be in a position where they might attack us, because I'd like them to attack the 9th Tank Regiment for sure. We'll keep these guys dug in. They might attack them, but that's fine. And I'm going to keep these guys at a distance from the 41st. Alright, this slot, they can come in to reinforce down the centre. Lovely. And I'm probably going to keep this one on this side like so. Right, as for this recon squad, it is showing us the front line here, but I'm not sure if I need it in that position. I could probably go round and join these 2 cavalry regiments with that recon and get the encirclement onto these forces. Then we'll have these chaps come up and they can definitely blitz through if we get attacked. I'm going to move them all up and leave them with 1 action point each, just so that we have 3 action points at the end of the turn. Down here, I'm thinking we just go into the pocket. We just follow into here. That might leave our flank exposed on the bottom side, but if they're dug in, I doubt they're going to move too far forwards. We can also bring in more reinforcements of the 1st Mechanized Corps at this reinforcement point if we need them. That will bring in another tank regiment, which has T-34 85 1943s. Now let's go through our regiments quickly. I need to actually find out what we are using. We've got some Valentines in our recon, some T-70 Razvedkas, Kazrazvedka. I think most of these are recon units, so we can't really allow them to get caught out. We do have a bunch of Shermans here, and we've also got Kazaki with the PPSH, and those have PTRDs. Okay, what about these two? I think they are very similar in composition. Yes, they are. This one's the same as the other recon. Then we have, again, more Shermans and Valentines, more Kazaki. Yeah, all of those infantry regiments are more or less the same. These ones are different though. That's Strelki. Okay, and they're backed up by some Tankos and also the Avtos. Obviously got a lot of tanks there. This is more Strelki. Alright, so Strelki on the bottom side, mostly Kazaki on the top side. I don't think there's much else for us to do this turn. Going to keep these guys on their dug-in stance. Okay, let's move on. We see a lot of units actually pushing through. We are going to have to be a little bit careful on that top side. It looks like they are pressing towards Dobsty. I didn't think that they would be, and there is some tigers there actually, but either way we are being attacked here. The 219th Tank Brigade under attack by the 5th Cavalry Regiment and potentially the 70th Cossack Battalion. Now what planes do we have at our disposal? Some Yak 9s. These are all the same. Yep, it's just all Yak 9s. Then we have some IL-2 tank busters. They are all tank busters as well. And then we have PE3s. Some with rockets, some with bombs. And these are more PE2s. We've got some PE3s, we've got some PE2s. And then we have IL2s and Yak-9s. So, probably bring in Yak-9s to support these tanks. And we'll also bring in the mechanized brigade that's next door. Is there much AA to worry about? I don't believe so. Let's jump on in. So I put my tanks in a position where I hoped that they would get attacked, and this is a good start. Quite a big map to work with. Going to be an interesting one. We have loads of tanks, absolutely tons of them. We got 60 points to start. Why do I get the feeling we're just going to be able to run them down? We're going to do the classic triple T-34-85 starts. May as well. These on this road. Actually, I'm going to have to replace some of these with command tanks, the leaders. Alright, well that's all we can afford for now. That'll do. Let's just make sure that they have their orders, and off we go. Probably should have set the orders before, but it's okay. We're going in blind more or less, but any infantry that does become a problem can be hit by the Yak-9s. What sort of planes I wonder we're up against? We see a Focke-Wulf 190. Okay, so we've got a bomber wing against us and a close support wing. So I should probably save for some planes. We'll try and counteract those. I'm not going to bring in one at a time. I'll definitely bring in one, more than one. Interesting how they're going round and not down this road. And their infantry is going to be faster than ours. So we might have to be a little bit careful in the town areas. But up on the open areas, like for example on this left side, we can just get up on the hills and stuff, and I don't think there's going to be too much that really gets in our way. Yeah, I might leave one of these T-34-85s back as we continue to push forwards. So far 15 to 13. We haven't seen any ground forces yet. I'm going to bring in my Yaks to shoot down the Focke-Wulf. Just splitting one off. On purpose. Let's move that one over there. And that is a mortar. We can get rid of that nice and easy. Okay, not bad. So it looks like the Cossacks attacked us. So they're really not going to have that much substance. Lovely. It's just mortars everywhere at the moment. There's probably a unit in here. That one's reached its location though. Need to get more Yak 9s in. Especially if they're going to bring in the recon aircraft to counter us, or try to counter us. There's going to be a unit in here maybe? Oh no, maybe not. That's fine. We can start moving these up, continue the push onto these points. It's been a good start so far. See if we can make a little bit of a push through the town. I'm going to take it easy through there though, because I'm not sure where their infantry is. I bring in my Sapelli there. And I'm going to bring in some more tanks to hold the right side here. We can definitely have one sit on that point. I could probably have one just drive straight up there. Might keep my leader unit on the road. And this one's going to have to leave. It's oil leaking all over the place. Good stuff. It seems that they are relying more on their aircraft than they are on their ground forces, so that's working for us quite well. I wonder if I can cut off this section and just surround the units that are there. If not, what we can do is quite simply bring in the tanks. I am surprised they're using these small mortars over their infantry though. But I can't complain. It's giving us the points. We are being shot at by something. I think it's a PTRD, I guess. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good timing at all. Although saying that, might be okay. We got the other Yak 9 coming in behind. Nice. Right, we'll send a unit there. Looks like those lot are being surrounded though, that's good. They did actually manage to transmission damage my T-34-85. Right, these guys are in trouble. It's another PTRD squad there somewhere. Let's move forwards onto this point. And I guess I'll push onto this point now. Total defeat in 2 minutes for the Germans. Okay. Maybe we could push all the way to the spawns, although there is quite a lot of spawns to capture. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Oh, this one's being knocked out as well. True panic. Okay. Well, we'll have to drive towards that unit if we find it. I think these Focke-Wulfs are having trouble finding targets. That's why they're being used as fighters. They're slow though because they're bombers, so we're able to catch up to them very easily with the Yak 9s. Right, that one can leave. Bring in another one. Great. I'm just going to drive towards that unit. Alright, that one's dealt with as well. Fantastic. Let's move towards that land spawn. These Yak 9's just doing work at the moment. We're just destroying this bomber regiment. Alright, 30 seconds left. Gotta take out these bombers. That's it. Job done. Did we even lose anything? We did actually lose a T-34 to a Panzer Buchse 783. Oh dear. Oh well. That's decent. The total defeat will mean they will be routed. I think. Maybe not. Yeah, it was like a recon regiment that made the attack, so that's really weird.
Troops liberate Minsk.
Well, we've liberated Minsk, that's good. There is a mortar battalion next to us. Interesting. We could easily attack that and destroy it. The other thing I could do is already encircle all these guys. Job done. Right, this unit can carry on this way. Don't want to be in range for the 4th Heavy Cavalry Battalion to attack us, though. For a Heavy Cavalry Battalion, their tanks aren't that great, are they? Let's be honest. What is this unit? Ersatz Pioneers? Really? We could crush them so easy. I am, however, worried about the Tigers here. One thing we are going to be able to exploit is the IL-2s if those Tigers attack us. So, may have to do that at some point. Yeah, we can't reinforce anything over here, can we? So, I think my points are going to go towards the 1st Mechanized Corps. Make sure that's coming in. Lovely. And that gives us another tank regiment to use. Now, I wonder if they'll be out of range. Hopefully they will be. To be attacked, that is. Right, we'll just drive round here. My recon can drive over here. And we'll carry on like so. Oh, we are going to have to be careful of these Stugs. That could hurt. We've broken down the first line. They're going to be on the retreat. Just going to take a wide berth around this 5th Cavalry Regiment. So what we're going to want to happen here is for this, well, for all of these frontline units to move or attack. So they use up their action points, and then we won't have to deal with any of the fortifications. And potentially we can just, you know, run them down if we manage to rout them. Anyway, we need to move up with these troops. That one does need to dig in again. And I'm going to try and squeeze around here. These can go more or less as far as they can. Alright. Yeah, I'm tempted to keep a unit nearby here. That would be an interesting battle. And that'll do. Are most of my units moved? I think it is. We can bring up the artillery here. And I think we're going to make this attack onto the 576th. What does that mean? Constra? Constructed Battalion? Something like that? Let me know in the comments, guys, what that's supposed to be shortened for. Because I have no idea. Yeah, let's make this attack. Alright, so we'll bring in the 127th. I don't think I'm going to bring in the tanks, am I? Actually, I guess we could do that. That's fine. And then we'll bring in the fighters again. Lovely. Because the fighters can strafe and their aircraft will get shot down by our fighters as well. So I think this is a good move. Because they are probably going to reinforce with 2 air units. So we have the enemy's 11th fighter wing up against us. So they only reinforced actually with 1 air regiment. Okay. Well, this is a much smaller map. So this is going to be a lot easier to manage than the last. Just got to work out where I want to put these troops. Working out what we've really got to work with here. I could definitely put these OBs all up on this hill, so I'm probably going to do that. They only cost 1 point apiece. So let's go ahead and do that. And I could also put some AT guns up there as well. Although I'm tempted to drop AT guns in more conventional places like here, for example. And on this road. And then also on the right hand side here. There's also another point, I think, just here. That's good. Yeah, alright. Then we need infantry to push, so probably can get some Kazaki with SVTs for the open, or maybe we could use the Maxims actually. Let's use these. And we'll just set up on this hill, and I'll bring in units afterwards to take out the rest. Put another Maxim in there. Get all the machine guns going. The Maxims do come in these jeeps as well, which is fantastic. But we are going to want close range infantry for the left side there, for there, and probably for here somewhere. We'll definitely need close range infantry on the right side. Okay, that is fine. We've got 14 points left. Bring in a PTRD squad or 2. They might be able to help us out. Or in this case, they are PTRSs. They do come in jeeps again, so that's one thing that we benefit from. Right, then we're just going to have normal Kazaki, I think, push the center. So I'll try and get as far up as I can here. I am going to move these troops closer as well in a second. Let's have a couple more MGs here. Alright, that'll do. Let's just squeeze them all up to the front so that they are nice and quick to the front line. I'm trying to drag a selection box there. It's better. And here as well. Just tuck them all up as much as we can. Let's go. Didn't leave any points for aircraft. But we should be able to afford 1 each tick, so I'll probably bring in those next. Let's just hope they don't strafe my vehicles. The front line seems to be pushing pretty fast. Are all of their troops not in transports? Okay. Well, didn't think about that. I guess we're getting a free game. That was me thinking this would be like actually a decent fight. But no. We can push up right away. This is pretty ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. We already win in 3 minutes. And the thing is, if they're just coming in on foot, then all of my troops are just gonna be really good in this situation. Just the one thing we gotta do in the meantime is shoot down their aircraft. And all these other troops are just like way too far back right now. We'll just attack, move them forwards. And just make sure they're all still running forwards. And we may as well be strafing them as well. So those MGs at a distance, we can just strafe them so they're not killing off my own Maxim squad there. This Maxim squad probably wants to fall back right now, otherwise it's probably going to die. Go back to the hill. I'm not going to catch those guys. Let's get that plane to come back if I can. Only 1 minute left. I'm surprised that this regiment attacked so aggressively if it didn't have troops, but I guess, you know, it is ersatz after all, so... Well, that's it. I'm done. Well, the anticlimactic battle. Especially after the amount of time I actually put into the deployment. Thinking that it would be a bit more challenging, sorry. But they're now routed. And the thing is with that is now the Tigers are going to come forwards. And they're not going to have enough reinforcement points to get in the battle. So they're going to get automatically pushed back. And we're just going to be able to surround them. It's going to be a pretty simple way to deal with those Tigers, that's for sure. Alright, most of our troops are moved anyway. I expect a lot of attacks in the end turn. So let's move on. I could have moved my recon, but I kind of want them in that position so that we can go for the encirclements. Okay, what's under attack here? The 138th Cavalry Regiment is under attack by the recon again. Okay. This should be fine. Let's just make sure we bring in the right units. Probably the PE3s. Yeah, we'll bring in the PE3 squadron. Actually, let's just bring in both the bombers. Let's go. That way we get all the points we need in Phase A. So we're hoping that they bring in aircraft. Yeah, they have. Good. So this should make it a lot easier. I'm just going to spread out these infantry guns. I need to spread out the AT guns just to snipe transports. Not sure how far up we're going to be able to get away with here. Bit of a weird situation on this right side. Guess we could go to that point there. And I might have this one a bit further back. But surely their Cossack can come in vehicles. And if they do, they will push the front line for the time they are in those vehicles. Okay. That's all well and good. Now we just need to get down some infantry. So across near this town, we can definitely go for the Maxims. I'm probably going to do Maxims across here as well. Okay. In the open across here, we could probably use some Maxims. Definitely on the left side. It's very open. It's a matter of finding places to put them though. And then we're going to need troops to push, which is probably going to be the standard Kazaki. We'll have a push go for this lot. And that should be covered relatively well by the support gun. We could definitely make a push with the Sapari to this hill here. I'm going to have push of Kazaki go for this town. Okay, that's better. We might be able to push for here. Okay, good. And probably here as well, actually. If I've got any left. Good. I'm going to use Kazaki with the SVTs through this left side. And I think what I'm also going to do is bring in some recon from the start. Alright, let's go. That should be enough. Oh, hello, enemy recon. My PE2 can shoot you down. Maybe? Oh, there's a fighter. That ain't good. Goodbye, PE2. Nice knowing you. We've only got 2 of those left now. If they actually have proper fighters, then I'm not sure I'm going to be able to use my bombers at all, so we'll just have to rely on our ground forces for the most part. We do have a couple of these IS-12s, so we can use those as AA if we have them in like the same position. It should be fine. Alright, let's just be a little bit cautious. Yeah, we should have unloaded those earlier. Probably same on this side, just unload them earlier. Push through. This one can just keep pushing, that's fine. These ones can keep going as well. Look at that, there's like a goo ball in the middle of our forces there. It's so silly. Alright, we're gonna have to unload so that our trucks don't get killed. That's good. Right, we're losing a few units here and there. I just lost another Kazaki unnecessarily. I think I've lost a couple, but the push here has been pretty successful so far. Mainly because their recon units don't affect the front line. They've probably got a lot of troops we gotta deal with, but we're not really having to deal with their frontline pressure. Right, there goes that aircraft. I think I just gave him a bunch of free kills, honestly. Because this seems to be working out pretty well for us. Seems like they attacked with the recon just because they can. But yeah. They don't really have any presence, especially with how much they invested into the aircraft. Also, there's only like 1 regiment or 2 regiments in A, so I don't know where all their points went, actually. They should have 40 points to spend. Maybe it was on the aircraft, like I said. Those IS-12s. This is another one coming in. Ready? Go on, keep doing it. Keep doing it, AI. Keep doing it. Yeah, you can kill those IS-12s. You can do it. Go on, keep bringing in aircraft. Keep doing it. You know you want to destroy my IS-12s. Little victory. And job done. Yeah, we lost 4 Kazaki. That's not too bad. Those pesky AT rifles. We also lost that PE2, but that's okay. Okay, good. Those units are moving and using up their points. Perfect. And we're back to our turn. So we have a routed unit in our back line, which we can quite simply destroy. So we're going to have to do that with the recon squadron. Let's do that, and auto-resolve. Goodbye. Then what I'm going to do is have my recon zoom around this way. We're going to have these guys come down this way. And hopefully surround the Tigers. I'm actually going to move this artillery to here, just to block that off. So this AA battalion, or maybe a group Hartneck here. Make sure they can't sort of go through. Although, won't they be able to get all of their points back? They're a HQ section, aren't they? This could get interesting. There's a lot of Tigers to deal with in this campaign. But we've made good progress so far. We already broke down the first set of defenses, opened up the next reinforcement point. So we can just bring in our reserve here and carry on, which is probably what we're going to do. But going to give it some thoughts, and we'll continue in the next episode. That's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the introduction to the Baranavichy campaign. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.